Hey, this is Zaro and possibly doing your feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to ping us in the thread. Use 10 for your map list, and you don't need to move your crosshair back so far. When you get your initial direction, you're supposed to move in the direction and slowly close the window of how far you're moving your crosshair back. So try copying ranked runners, how they do map lists. Definitely use 10. This is a good time to increase your render and change your pi to root. You can just spam 0, and if you're comfortable you can even set your pi to 4th. All of this walking should be done in F5, so you can, or like reverse F5 too, so you can like look at the ocean while you're going to your trees. Again, like having a direction to move in immediately is always good. And you should be taking like as many opportunities as you can to try to find a good ravine. In this scenario, I'd even move towards the coast while crafting, just because I'll have like slightly more time to like analyze the ocean before placing my boat down. This crafting. So you blow up your trees. You can be in third person here again, just to like be able to spot all your items on the ground and have like a better line to get out. I guess I can just say like work on your crafting slightly. So like a mistake here is that when you're blowing up your TNT, you kind of just wanna like your fish should be in your inventory. That means that like extra stuff can just like go directly into your hotbar, so you wouldn't have to like do that. So you'd see a bunch of top runners just shift click their food right after mining the wood or like setting the TNT off. So do that, and then you don't have to like do this weird thing. You like offhand it. It just goes in your hotbar, so you can offhand it later. Also, another thing that you can do is you can change your crafting order to have boats at the end instead of doors, and then offhand that instead, because that gives you a free slot, because it's just like you immediately place it down. That's a lot of top runners you'll see do that. What are we doing? Right now we're just like moving towards like these scalps without having seen like the 3 other directions where a good ravine could be. We got lucky here, but yeah. Sorry. I wasn't noticing. So you go down here. You have offhanded doors, which is nice. You should be overlapping, making a flint and steel with the ravine, like magma columns pulling you down. Yeah, and just like lack of like overlapping stuff. And I'd recommend just like getting good with L shape. You shouldn't be doing, oh sorry, 2x1, not L shape. Shouldn't be doing L shape in 2025. Immediately F3C on enter, just like put it in your like muscle memory to do that every time. Helps when you have like home portal situations or whatever, ranked and nursery alike. I don't like that we still have blocks in our offhand. The reason is that doing that just like immediately takes out a lot of the utility that offhand serves now, because anytime you right click you have to be conscious of the fact that you're just going to place a block down. having food in your offhand is like almost always better utility, because it means that you have on tap saturation every time, along with just not having to deal with accidentally placing blocks. So the only time in a run that I'd say, or the only two times in a run that offhand blocks make sense is, for example, if you're in treasure and you've like thrown your initial gold and you're like getting the other gold, you can like offhand blocks to immediately place blocks behind the gold blocks. And the other time is to like make your blind portal in a buried scenario, but like just never offhand your blocks otherwise. It just never makes sense. You'll not see any top runners doing that for precisely that reason. So what you did there, okay. So there's 3 tiers of aggro. There's level 1 aggro where you're not wearing any gold, etc. And they're aggroed at you until they have line of sight at you. So right now they're like, these pigs are aggroed at you and they have line of sight at you. But when you distract them with gold and you leave their line of sight, they're not going to have aggro on you. So you want to avoid throwing your gold here as much as possible, because that messes up with their aggro, because they need to be like around here when you break the gold block up top to like get good aggro. So you can throw gold here sometimes if there's like a crossbow peg or whatever, but you should avoid throwing a gold as much as possible. In this scenario, there was like no one even around you, like all of those pigs are just stuck behind, so it made no sense to do that. Also, we just like completely, you have to mine this block, otherwise this pigs that get stuck here. Didn't cooldown skip. You can like cooldown skip by having your holy gold throw. You don't need to be doing that. You should be doing safe boomer, where you just like the old way was to like break this block, but realistically you just want to block this path off, so you can place like 2 blocks here, 1 block down. You go up, cover the back off, place your gold block, throw like 2 gold on your feet and break it, and then do your route so the pigs come up this way. Boomer is bad because if you don't like practice a lot, you're gonna take a bunch of damage. You don't need to throw down that many gold in either case though. 3 gold does the trick. Your job is to like distract them, not trade, like not have them trade there. If you want like more info on getting like better with treasure, I can link the safe boomer video by Raul, which details it pretty well. I don't think we've seen a fort. I don't really know what quadrant we're on, but I'm assuming we're gonna send quadrants. Ooh, you almost never want to like get the pig to come up through the top. Like this pig will just come there when you like run to that place. This is just like opening yourself to like getting more damage. We're playing pretty safe. This is like, yeah, you don't ever want to do that unless there's like weird lava that like prevents your aggro. Like exactly this situation. You don't have to deal with this situation ever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 100%. Yeah. You're also 3 hunger bars down. We've like missed our eat. You want to time your eat properly. So 2.5 and you want to eat it. I assume we're gonna eat our salmon, I guess. Our inventory is also a mess. Okay. Right, yeah. Again, like don't ever aggro from the top. You want to like work on the time, because now we're gonna have to deal with this. String, split pearls. Usually the order for treasure is you want to go to the other rampart, get that chest, then get the backup if you're playing the backup, then come back here and get these two, then you can like run up this, because now you're gonna backtrack. You're gonna go back to the other rampart, then come back here. Just like you're like not minimizing the amount of time you're backtracking in the bastion, and even though it's being overlapped, you kind of just like don't want to do that. Okay, we're offhanding more blocks. Just don't do that. Also, you wanna always cover the top off, because once they're done trading, they can, if they're still aggro at you, they can hit you from the corner. If you place a block up top, they won't. But here, inventory sorting is just like completely a mess. So usually the advice for bastions is that you want to get, like, when you first check your trades, you want to get rid of the items you're not going to pick up again from trades. So let's go back to here, right, where we first like started depositing stuff. You're not going to pick up saplings, blackstone, cobblestone, seeds. You're not going to pick up more, like, if like this is like a complete stack, you're not going to pick up more of this. You're going to get rid of this. You're going to get rid of kelp, flowers, blackstone, dirt, soul sand, gold pressure plate. Like, these items you're not going to get back from the trade, so they're not going to like stack in your inventory, so there's no point keeping them. I'll talk about dirt in a little bit, but essentially you want to get rid of these items, and then for example you have like 20 leather or 3 nuggets or 25 of quartz, had a brain fart there, or 24 souls. Like, you want to keep these items in your inventory because you're going to get more of those when you check trades, so they're just going to stack into those slots. The reason why you want to get rid of like your dirt or your like other supplemental like netherrack or whatever is that every time you play like a seed, you're going to consistently get 2 blocks, or I guess 3 blocks, which is like soul sand, gravel, and nether bricks, right? So you want to practice to just play with those blocks, because when you use them like together, they complement each other really well. You have like gravity blocks, you have full size blocks, so you don't have like weird issues. The point is that you want to practice only playing with soul sand and gravel and nether bricks, so once you're in the bastion you can like completely get rid of like these other types of blocks. And yeah, it also helps with your inventory management a lot. We also have like flint and steel here, but yeah, in general just like practice more of this, because there's like at least 6 slots that I see that like I'd personally get rid of immediately, and I wouldn't offhand dirt or any block really. But we're -16, +36, so like you see the problem with like having a cluttered inventory is that you're now like filtering 2 slots or 3 slots instead of just like walking up to the pigs and having a pretty empty inventory, so you don't have to like filter between like 3 slots in total. And you've thrown out your nether bricks. It's a bit of a throw. I see the fort. No, good seed. Okay, just like complete lack of like, oh, it's another treasure. Please don't jump on soul sand when you have soul speed. But I was gonna say just a complete lack of like third person. Like, you should be in F5 through all of this because it gives you so much more information about your surroundings. We're in Quake Pro, which is good, but yeah, just you just can't see anything. Like, you should just be in third person here. Wait, did we see that? How do you... Is this RS3? Yeah, it is RS3. What is this structure generation? I'm so lost. We just like pearled and found the fort. Cool. But like this like hotbar is just, you have 3 gold, 2 like random soul sand, you have flint and steel in your hotbar, and then you have dirt and soul sand in your hotbar. Like, please work on your inventory and hotbar management. It's so important. Just having like set spots for things means that you don't have to spend time looking for stuff in your inventory. It's super, super important. We see a spawner. I'm like surprised we haven't pulled to it. I'm surprised we haven't eaten, to be fair. But you're in another ways. It's like half of it is over like a lava pool. You're playing RSG. Like, you should just have your render down to like 8 if you're not gonna do dynamic. Massive throw in my opinion. You want to try and get strays while you're going to your spawners. Also, food management could take a lot of work. Try and maximize when you eat. 2.5 for cod, 3 for salmon. Super important. No, you can go to your second spawner. What are they doing? We saw the second spawner. It was... where is it? Like, you just immediately like see it. It's like right here. Like, again, third person awareness, super important. That's just like 3 immediate blazes that we just like forgotten about. That's literally like, it can be like a 30-second buff or a 2-minute buff, because it might mean that you have to like wait for spawns. Also, I forgot to mention that we just like completely whiffed on doing pre-crafts in the bastion. We didn't do beds at all. We haven't, I mean, our hotbar is pretty much a mess, but you want to do your bed, you want to do iron sword or axe, depending on your situation. And the reason why that's important is that when you get to a spawner, you immediately want to like place bed. So by the time you have your second wave of blazes, you just immediately have like the chances of getting like a 5 spawn is just like infinitely more when you have like a properly built out set spawner, as opposed to like this. And you want to maximize how many spawns you get on your second and third waves, because if you get like a 5 spawn as opposed to like a 2 spawn, that could literally be the difference of like having to wait 1 or 2 extra cycles, which is like could be minutes. So you want to maximize that always, which is why you want to pre-craft beds immediately. And we're, yeah, just changing pie. You don't need to be doing that. You need to be, we have like enough string. Like at this point I'd still just like craft a bed. But look, we have a 2 spawn. We could have had a 3 or 4 or even a 5 spawn if we did a blaze bed here. Mm-hmm. 100%. Yeah, and I guess I should mention, you should never like have to manually clear up. Like, we have 3 gold in our hotbar. You can make a gold pick. Like, we're just not aware, I guess. The other thing is that if you are having to like manually clear out the spawner, you want to try and sit on like top of this, because you like being in the spawning radius is like inhibiting spawns, so you don't want that. And even though it's like not lit up, the spawn is not lit up, like you just like, you don't want to take that chance. Just no reason to. I wouldn't recommend offhanding obsidian here, at least. You can like offhand it when you're like digging into your cords. Incredible blaze rates, but this could be like a solid 50 seconds faster if you just like blaze bed it, I think. Again, your boat should be in your hotbar, or at least like in an easily accessible spot. No, you're gonna have, okay, so there's a thing called desync, which is like there's like a desync between server side and player side, like the world itself. So if you're measuring with like a bunch of desync, that's gonna like throw your measuring off. So like you're gonna get side to side wiggle, or side to side like eye difference. It's gonna like go between offsets is what I meant. And there's like a good chance that you don't blind into your stronghold. So to get rid of your desync, you want to like jump once. That does the trick. Or you can like pearl once, or you can death reset, or you can like get in and out of your boat, but don't like walk. Like you jump here to get rid of it. Lots of pausing. I'd recommend just like learning how to do RTA measuring. If you need a video, I can link it, but just like saves a bunch of RTA time, which doesn't matter too much in RS3, but you still just like don't want to be bad with it. Why? Wait, what? You have 19? I mean, you have like 6 beds. Like, why did we get? I'm glad to hear like why we did that. I'm just confused. You have 6 beds, like 1 anchor, I think. Like it's more than enough for 0. If you're gonna go for it. There's like more pressing issues. Like we just didn't like in this situation. I would have either pre-crafted while wait. We have 6. Oh, we didn't pick up an eye. Sorry, my brain's a bit fried. But you have 11 eyes. I would have pre-crafted at blind, or just like start pre-crafting now. I hope you don't pre-craft in the portal room. Not pre-craft, just craft in portal room, I guess. Again, you're sitting in the spawner, you're like blocking spawns. Don't ever craft coarse dirt. It's just like bad always. You never have... Okay, I'm gonna explain why coarse dirt is bad. It's because you don't always have dirt in like all over worlds, which means it's not consistent because you can't do it every time. And when you craft coarse dirt, you're gonna have at the minimum 3 slots of like dirt, gravel, and coarse dirt. And most of the time you're gonna have like multiple like stacks of coarse dirt, so it's gonna be like 4 or even more. It's just never worth it. Like just practice using soul sand and gravel. I would have thrown a string out so that you can like save it for... Just didn't do that. Okay, yeah, you can save a string, so then you can like do bow, even though you have 3. It's like a good practice. And we just have like 1 acacia log in our hotbar. Just work on your hotbars. Like this is not nice. Yep. Yeah, just like the aim is to make your life easier. That's why you want to clear your inventory, or like use like consistent blocks and stuff. You should also be using fire charges instead of like flint and steel. Reason being is that you get fire charges every run from trade, so you can like immediately get rid of it when you're trading. Distance is 450. You can enable like what's the thing called? It's like enable extra information. Basically the thing that gives you like angles, so you can F3C in the nether and it'll give you like the most like the best angle to like pearl at. Super important. You should be F3Cing while moving to chords. Gives you like a good advantage. Why I'm like confused what we're doing here. -49, -124. You're like quite a ways away. Are we just like low on pearls? Can you open your inventory? Oh, interesting. I mean, I'd still like throw one pearl. I think. Yeah, you're like at least you're like far enough that like a pearling here is like completely worth it instead of like jumping into lava. At the very least, I would have like bridged from the terrain itself. Like, I don't understand why we had to like jump in the. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm looking at the overworld cards. -120, -98, -248. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's on me. 41. Just bridge. Yeah, and you're at Y40. Like, you just bridge 2 blocks here and then make your portal. Y40 is like the best chances of hitting the stronghold on average. Like, going lower is worse. So, even if you're like in a situation where you have to like go into the lava, it's like faster to like pearl, because then you don't have to like waste time like crouching to get to the bottom just to build up again. Yeah, just like our hotbar management isn't it. Just copy like a top runner or take inspiration from them. I'd recommend doing 30 FOV and 10. Just like we didn't scan at all. Like, so you enter stronghold, you immediately want to be in 8 render 50 ED. The reason being is that your mob cap will start filling up, your M number. It'll start filling up immediately after you enter the overworld, and mobs mess with preemptive. So you immediately want to be in 30 FOV, 10, and start scanning. More importantly here is just AFKing, doing nothing, and then we look 2 times and then we just send a direction. Just like, that's just not what you should be doing. 30 FOV, look in all directions, find your spike, go from there. This does not look like a real spike to me. I'd be extremely surprised if it's like here. Okay, I guess I'm just like bad at the game. But it like what I said still stands. Like, you don't want to just like send whatever. Are we gonna zero? It looks like the first pearl wasn't too good. I would have sent a more lean pearl, if that makes sense. Not too high, not this high. And sprint jump, of course, not just jump. Second pearl was good. Small boy, 76, it's pretty free. These chords are wrong. You're like 1x offset now. Yeah, unless I'm like silly. Oh, it's fine. Okay, yeah, so they built from like the side of it, so I got confused. Sending 91, I think you can easily push, yeah, you can easily push 95 even with those pearls, but it's pretty clean. Didn't pre-craft a bow, so you can't bow, but it's like pretty. Oh yeah, you want to try and build like these 2 blocks with like blocks that like break when the dragon is there, because that makes it easier to bow and even just like generally just like look where the dragon is. Clean 0, 6 explosives. Just like to recap like common themes, I think our biggest like miss the entire run is just like not working on our inventory and hotbar management. Just like spending so much time like looking around in our inventory trying to find things, and then it's super unoptimized. Bastion route itself is like fine, made like a bunch of silly mistakes, but it's like not that big. Major time waste, inventory management, and then just like lack of awareness. Like use third person more. It's like extremely useful. It's like not loading because my YouTube is stupid, but I'm like interested in like this. I don't understand how you came to the fort. Like I don't understand how that like generation works, but I guess we found it, so cool. Just like completely whiffed on the other second spawner. Didn't pre-craft a bed, so we couldn't like place bed. Like this entire, I'm gonna guess we lost like 3 minutes or so in this fort split, so it's like really bad. Didn't pre-craft beds. Yeah, just not doing like the things, like not overlapping things or not being like aware of like doing things, etc. Preemptive is just like we completely just like got lucky. The rest is like fine. Mechanics are fine. Game sense seemed fine. I still don't like understand the thought process behind getting to the fort. Feel free to let me know how you came up with that, but we just like pulled in a direction and the fort was there, even though it doesn't make sense for it to be there. And like it's just 450 distance, so I can't really comment on your post blind itself, like a full per being like 65 to 70 blocks and then using that to like moderate where you go, but just like completely whiffed on awareness. You should have just blinded on Y40 instead of whatever we did. Do you have anything else? Yeah. Yeah, the flow of doing things is like super important. Stuff like backtracking or silly stuff like picking up items you've thrown down or whatever. Like you want to eliminate those things as much as you can, and I think we're just like completely not doing that. And if you want tips for getting better at that, I'd recommend watching any ranked runner, really any top ranked runner, and trying to replicate what they do in terms of flow. You don't need to copy anyone, but you can like get inspired from them. If that makes sense. But I think that's covering everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ping us in your thread. Thanks for sending in your run.